The power of choice is the foundation of every transformation in life. It's the one force that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Every single day, we are faced with countless decisions, some small and some life-altering, and it's in those choices that our destiny is shaped. Most people don't realize that they are one decision away from an entirely different life. They think change requires luck, timing, or resources, but it doesn't. It starts with a single choice, the decision to take control of your own life instead of letting life control you. When you stop waiting for circumstances to align and start making intentional choices, you reclaim your power. That's where confidence is built and transformation begins. The truth is, every outcome you experience is a reflection of the decisions you've made and the standards you've accepted. You can choose to dwell in fear, or you can choose courage. You can choose to complain about what's missing, or you can choose to create something better. The moment you understand that your choices create your reality, you stop feeling like a victim and start acting like the architect of your own life. Choice is the bridge between the person you are and the person you're meant to become. It's not just about deciding once. It's about deciding every single day in every moment to move closer to the life you want. Sometimes people underestimate how powerful that decision truly is because they're waiting for motivation or permission. But motivation comes after choice, not before it. You don't need the world to agree with your dream before you start pursuing it. You just need to decide that you're done living below your potential. Every great achievement, every comeback story, every act of transformation began when someone made that one powerful decision to no longer settle. They chose to rise instead of retreat, to learn instead of quit, to grow instead of give up. The power of choice is also about responsibility. When you own your choices, you own your life. You stop blaming the economy, your past, or other people. You start realizing that power doesn't come from control. It comes from accountability. That's when you become unstoppable. You begin to recognize that even when life gives you pain, you still have the choice to turn that pain into purpose. When you embrace that truth, no failure can break you and no challenge can define you, because you finally understand that the real power was never outside of you. It was always the choices you were willing to make. Your emotional state has more power over your life than any circumstance you will ever face. It's not what happens to you that defines you. It's how you respond to it. Two people can go through the same situation and come out with completely different results. And the difference lies in their state of mind. When you learn to take command of your emotions, your energy, and your focus, you gain the ability to direct your life instead of being directed by it. Most people live their lives reacting to whatever happens around them, believing that their feelings are the result of their circumstances. But the truth is, your state determines how you interpret and handle those circumstances, not the other way around. Your state is shaped by what you focus on, the way you move your body, and the language you use. Focus on what's missing, and you'll feel lack. Focus on what's possible, and you'll feel empowered. The body follows the mind, and the mind follows the body. When you stand tall, breathe with purpose, and move with energy, your brain gets the signal that you are strong and capable. Likewise, when you slump your shoulders, look down, and speak in a weak tone, your body tells your mind that you're powerless. You can change how you feel in an instant by changing your state. The fastest way to shift from fear to confidence, from doubt to determination, is to take control of your physiology and focus. People who achieve great things don't wait for the world to make them feel good. They create the emotional states that lead to action. They know that motivation doesn't come before movement, it's born from it. When you choose to operate from a powerful state, you make better decisions, handle problems with clarity, and influence others with certainty. That's why some people thrive in chaos while others crumble. It's not luck or circumstance, it's the state they choose to live in. The power of mastering your state means that you can face challenges without losing your strength or direction. When things go wrong, instead of spiraling into fear or frustration, you can shift into gratitude, curiosity, or determination. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means taking charge of how you experience it. Once you realize you have the power to control your emotional state at any moment, nothing external can take that away from you. You stop living in reaction and start living with intention, turning every situation, good or bad, into an opportunity to grow stronger and rise higher. Growth equals happiness because progress is the true fuel of the human spirit. No matter where you are in life, if you're not growing, you start to feel stuck, restless, or unfulfilled. It's not the achievement itself that brings lasting joy, it's who you become in the process of striving for something greater. People often believe that success, money, or recognition will make them happy, but once they reach those goals, the excitement fades. What truly keeps the fire alive is the sense that you're evolving, that each day you're a little stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were yesterday. Growth gives meaning to your struggles and direction to your efforts. It's the invisible force that keeps you moving forward even when things get hard. Life is always changing, and if you're not consciously growing, you're unconsciously shrinking. Growth doesn't always happen in comfort. It often happens in the moments that test your limits. Pain, failure, and uncertainty are not punishments, they're invitations to grow. When you embrace challenges instead of running from them, you expand your capacity to handle more, to love deeper, to think bigger. Growth is about progress, not perfection. It's about knowing that no matter what happened yesterday, you can learn, adjust, and improve today. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you strengthen your character, build resilience, and step closer to your potential. The people who live the most fulfilled lives are the ones who commit to lifelong growth. They never settle for good enough. They're always learning, evolving, and pushing beyond what they thought was possible. They understand that happiness is not a destination but a byproduct of continuous expansion. The joy comes from seeing yourself become more than you were before, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Even small steps matter because progress in any form brings momentum, and momentum creates confidence. When you focus on growth, your problems start to feel different. Instead of being discouraged by them, you start asking, what can this teach me? How can this make me better? That shift in perspective changes everything. Growth gives you purpose, and purpose gives you fulfillment. When you are growing, you don't need everything to be perfect. You already feel alive because you're moving towards something that matters. Every experience, good or bad, becomes part of your evolution. Growth is the heartbeat of happiness, the rhythm that keeps your spirit alive, reminding you that life's greatest gift isn't in what you get, but in who you become along the way. Belief shapes reality because what you hold true in your mind eventually becomes the world you experience. Every action you take, every risk you avoid, and every dream you chase begins with a belief, either that you can or that you can't. Your beliefs act as the filter through which you see everything in life. They determine how high you aim, how much you persist, and how you interpret failure. If you believe you're not enough, your mind will find evidence to prove it. But if you believe you have the power to grow, learn, and overcome, that belief becomes the driving force that pulls you forward. It's not the external world that limits you. It's the internal story you tell yourself every day. The strongest people in history didn't achieve greatness because life made it easy for them. They did it because they refused to believe in limitations. They chose to see possibility where others saw obstacles. That mindset didn't just change how they felt, it changed what they created. The human brain is wired to confirm what it believes, which means your thoughts are constantly shaping your perception, your behavior, and ultimately your results. When you believe in scarcity, you act with fear and hesitation. When you believe in abundance, you act with creativity and courage. The outcome always matches the belief that started it. Belief isn't just an idea, it's energy. It's the force that fuels persistence when things don't go your way. It's what keeps you moving when logic tells you to stop. Every great comeback, every breakthrough, begins with someone who decided to believe differently. You can have all the knowledge, talent, and opportunity in the world, but if your belief system is built on doubt, you'll sabotage your own success before it even starts. On the other hand, when you believe deeply that you're capable, your actions naturally align with that belief. You start taking risks, making decisions, and speaking with conviction because your mind is already convinced of your worth and potential. Beliefs can imprison you or set you free. The moment you challenge the beliefs that keep you small, you begin to access a new level of possibility. Every transformation starts with a mental shift from I can't to I will. The world you live in is simply a reflection of what you believe is possible. When you choose to believe in your strength, your potential, and your purpose, you stop waiting for opportunities to appear and start creating them. You realize that the greatest power you will ever hold isn't in what you have or what you know, it's in what you believe. Living with purpose is what gives meaning to every moment, every struggle, and every victory. It's the force that pulls you forward when everything else seems to push you back. Without purpose, even success feels empty. You can have the money, recognition, or comfort, yet still feel a deep void inside. But when you're driven by something greater than yourself, every step, even the painful ones, feels worthwhile. Purpose turns ordinary effort into passion and pain into power. It gives your life direction, clarity, and depth. It's what transforms confusion into certainty and fear into fuel. When you live with purpose, you stop asking, "What do I have to do?" and start asking, "What am I here to give?" Purpose is not something you find outside of yourself. It's something you uncover by listening to that inner voice that whispers who you're meant to be. It's born in the moments when you realize that life isn't about avoiding struggle, but about using it to grow and contribute. When you attach meaning to your challenges, they stop being obstacles and start becoming lessons. Every hardship becomes a tool to shape your character and strengthen your resolve. Purpose gives you the resilience to keep going when others quit because you're no longer driven by comfort. You're driven by meaning. People who live with purpose don't wait for perfect conditions to begin. They act, they create, they serve, because they know their time is limited and their impact matters. They wake up with intention, not just to get through the day, but to give the day a reason to exist. Purpose doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes it's in the simple act of showing up with love, courage, and integrity. It's in the way you speak, the way you help others, and the way you push yourself to grow. When your actions align with your purpose, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment that no achievement alone can provide. The power of purpose is that it connects your life to something beyond the moment. It reminds you that your story is part of something bigger, that every experience is preparing you for what's next. With purpose, pain becomes a teacher and setbacks become setups for growth. You stop drifting and start directing your life with intention. Every decision becomes clearer because you know why you're doing it. Purpose gives your life heartbeat and direction. It's the compass that guides you through uncertainty and the fire that keeps you moving toward a life that truly matters.